The criminal justice system is a very large system within Winnebago County.
Winnebago County Board Chair Joe Shirelli is ready to listen, hoping to learn our community can help people in our jails get back to productive lives. And for many of them, put their substance abuse or mental health issues in the past.
It touches everybody's life in some way, shape, or form, depending on family members or friends that are in the system, and identifying their needs, their risk, and assessing that, and to be able to really get them into the treatment programs they need.
Topics range from targeting interventions to secondhand trauma in the workforce, as well as stress management strategies for criminal justice professionals.
The question of what the role of substance abuse is in criminal behavior, it's really not even something that's up for discussion.
Doug Marlowe is a national expert on drug courts. He says substance abuse is the root of nearly 45% of all crimes in the U.S.
Listen to your gut. Get a good sense of what you think the right thing to do is, and then do the opposite. Because if whenever we follow our guts, we wind up getting the opposite of what we expect.
17th District Court Judge Janet Holmgren deals daily with people impacted by substance abuse. She says these new approaches to the criminal justice system could help in her courtroom.
It's really very central to what we do in our treatment courts, and it's very helpful and beneficial, I think, for everyone to hear this information.